What's going on, guys? I'm Alayton, the same guy, and this is Simply Put Sense. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this live. I hope you're all very, very well, doing exceptional, having an amazing Saturday. It's a beautiful day here in New York City. I'm at Bergdorfs Goodman, my second home, and as you all know, I'm the fragrance ambassador for the store, and I'm excited to share with you some amazing options that are new that you might not have heard much about until now. So thank you all so much for joining. Now, if you're not familiar with this channel, Simply Put Sense is all about offering amazing options of fragrances and discussing perfumes in a way that's kind of unique and interesting. I try to keep it easy, breezy, and light. I'm honest. I don't take money or free product to discuss fragrances, and I'm not compromised in any way at all. So I would love for you all to be comfortable checking out the channel and learning about fragrances that you might not hear about elsewhere for a while. So thank you so much again for everyone joining. Cheryl, what's good? I hope you're blessed. I'm so glad you got that sample pack show. It was a long time coming, so much deserved. Jason, what's going on, bro? Jerry L, thank you so much. I'm very appreciative of all of you all being here, and let's get into it. So I am excited, guys, to share with you our first impressions. Oh, man. Thank you so much for that. I need a producer, guys. Like, you know, this is a one-man show. I'm a one-man show, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's start over. I'm that fragrance dude, you know what I mean? And thank you all so much for coming through, because you're gonna know about some really awesome fragrances when you join Simply Put Sense Live. So, perfect. Sally, what's good? Hope you're all good. Okay, so let's go. I wanted to talk to you all about the newest fragrance from Roja Parfums. So there are a few new fragrances that Roja is coming out with. I did an interview with Roja last year in which he told me that this year he was only going to be coming out with a couple new fragrances. That is not the case. This year, multiple fragrances from Roja has been released, and the fragrance that I am really excited to share with you all about is a beautiful new fragrance from this company, Roja Parfums, and it's the new Bergdorfs Goodman exclusive called Champagne at Bergdorfs. Now, last year, and they're going to be fragrances limited to 150 bottles this year. Last year, Tea at Bergdorfs, which was a fragrance that that I gave the concept of to the Roja Parfum company. They created an amazing tea scent, literally bar for bar, everything I described and what it should be, and it came out amazing. This year's fragrance, I did not have anything to do with, unfortunately. But, hey, Sharon. Oh, what's good? Toby, thank you so much, and thank you, Joe, for coming through. Mr. Figures in the house. I love it. So yeah, last year's tea at Bergdorfs was a concept that I offered. This year's champagne at Bergdorfs, I had nothing to do with. Unfortunately, I said again, as I said again. However, I'm really excited to give you all my impressions on this new experience from Roja. Now, let me share with you all I want to share with you all basically what is in this fragrance, because this perfume is very different from what Roja has done before, but kind of in keeping in the Roja vibe. This is interesting because I look at Roja in two ways. I look at it as old money Roja and new money Roja. Old money Roja is very classic, refined, high quality, perfumes that come across very timeless, but with a classic experience, you know? New money Roja are fragrances that are more fun, more casual, more playful, fragrances that are not what I would describe as austere or bossy. You know what I mean? They smell expensive, they smell quality, but they also are easier to make sense of, easier to relate to, and easier to wear, basically. You don't come across like you're wearing a fragrance from another era. And that's kind of like interesting. What's interesting about this fragrance is it's kind of like old money and new money all within the same fragrance. What makes it old money? The use of aldehydes. This is a very aldehydic fragrance, and when you first spray it, that's giving you that champagne bubbliness that you're getting when you smell this fragrance. It starts off with a beautiful fruity aldehydic experience. And the notes of this fragrance are aldehydes, champagne accord, fruity notes, oud, vanilla, and musk. Definitely a lot more ingredients in this, but that's like a basic overview. Yes, I would definitely say it's very, very new money Roja, but with a little nod to old money Roja with the use of aldehydes in this scent. The aldehydes in this perfume stays present from the beginning, from my experience, really into the dry down. The aldehydes in this fragrance could be a base note. Even though it lives in the top of the scent, it feels like this aldehydic experience doesn't go away until hours into the scent. And it also fascinates me in that not only is it old money and new money all within one presentation, and the reason why I feel like it's new money is because of the use of fruit in this fragrance that's very juicy. It's not a thick fruit like oud extraordinaire, but man, is this a beautiful fruity scent. Doesn't come across like synthetic screechy fruit, like what you would find in an Herbapura or maybe a Kirke. Excellent fragrances, but definitely a little bit more screechy. You know what I mean? This version, this fruity experience is very smooth. The aldehydes, as I mentioned, give you this bubbly effect that kind of relates to the whole name, the whole vibe of the fragrance, champagne. And the fruitiness gives that flavor. It is very interesting. You also get that hint of vanilla, but it doesn't come across heavy. There's a freshness and a depth in this scent all at the same time. And what I also found fascinating is that when I first spray it, it comes across pretty. When it dries down, I get a little animalic quality. This could be coming from the oud. The oud in this fragrance isn't overt. It's not coming out oudy. I don't feel like this could be in the oud collection or the oud line within Roja Parfums. It starts off pretty, it ends up handsome. This is going to be a very interesting experience. I'm so excited to see what people say about it. Personally, though, I find it really beautiful. I really like fragrances that are reinventing the use of aldehyde and making it less classy, less classic, leaning. This is definitely a modern take on aldehydes, but the aldehyde in this fragrance comes across a little bit classic or classy at the same time. That's one of the reasons why I find this to be a really interesting experience of balance and dichotomies. It's really, really beautiful. Lasts on my skin about 6 to 7 hours. I will say though, in a perceptible way, it does linger even longer as a skin scent, but a lot more closer to your skin where people have to kind of like hug you to smell you. If you were to wear this on clothing, I'm confident that you will get even more longevity and more projection, but it's just a beautiful experience and a fragrance that I'm finding very attractive. I wish the oud in this fragrance were dialed up a lot more. I wouldn't mind smelling a champagne with a little bit, but then it wouldn't be champagne at BG. It wouldn't be champagne if it were dirty oud in the scent, you know? The name literally fits what you're going to smell when you put it on. It's bubbly, effervescent, slightly fruity. Not slightly, very fruity. Like the fruit in this fragrance pops. Man, it's brilliant. And I think it's going to do extremely well. I wish I knew exactly what fruit I'm smelling. I'm smelling something berryful, you know? A little bit citrusy, mixing with something a little bit more sweet. It could be pear. Pear is a really big deal in fragrance right now. It could be pear. I really don't know. I know it's not osmanthus. I know it's not apricot or like peach, although, no, it doesn't. Doesn't come across peachy. Regardless, fruit. And a brilliant natural smelling fruit also. Doesn't come across, like I mentioned, synthetic or fake. Men can wear this, women can wear this. It's very contemporary, again, with that classic lean of aldehyde. But I wouldn't smell this and think old Upper East Side stuffy energy. You know what I mean? It's it's a little bit of everything. I'm blown away. I think it's really good. And I am definitely scheming on a bottle. So that is my thoughts of Champagne at Bergdorf's. A beautiful, fresh, clean, no, excuse that, fresh, warm, fruity scent. It's fresh and warm at the same time. But the freshness is not what I would it's not like airy. It's fresh in its existence on your skin. It's fresh in its way on your skin, but it doesn't come across breathy or airy. It's interesting. I've never smelled this before. That's a good thing. If you're gonna spend the amount of money this costs, you don't want it to be a common experience, and it's not. I really don't know of any other fragrance that is doing this, you know? Of course, their fragrance that I know has aldehydes that have the fruity notes, that have the vanilla, that have oud in them. But this combination, I would say this composition is very unique. Doesn't smell been there, done that. Excellent, yeah. I think people are gonna really enjoy it. I have a feeling it's gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be as big as last year's fragrance, because last year's fragrance was, whoa, you know? But I really do think this fragrance is gonna sell out within the 2-3 week period that it will launch in. And I'm really curious to see where it goes and what people's if it meets people's expectations. I feel like it's met mine. You know, as a dude, I want this fragrance to be rugged, manly, you know. But at the end of the day, it's definitely more unisex. It's not coming across uber masculine. I feel like this fragrance is a scent that men can wear and feel confident wearing it. But I think this will definitely appeal to a lot of ladies out there. I really, really feel like this is going to do exceptionally well with ladies this year. Exceptionally well. Okay, so we've talked about champagne at BG. This is the first time anyone, I think, online is discussing this fragrance, and I'm glad to be the first person to do so. As I shared before, when you come to Simply Put Scents, you find out about things in an honest way before most people do. So let's continue. The next fragrance that I wanted to share with you, and let's see, this is definitely more modern. Salihu is sharing his thoughts. Definitely more modern Roja. It has less florals. Wondering if the oud is animalic. Nope. But it does get dirtier as the fragrance dries. You're gonna notice this small little furriness coming from nowhere. You know, that's one of the things I find interesting about this fragrance. As it lives longer on your skin, it does come across a little bit darker. It comes across a lot darker. It's like a tale of two fragrances. There are literally two experiences in one scent in this perfume. And it should be. It's like, you know, an opening, a middle, and an end. I definitely notice a total difference from the beginning to the conclusion. And the conclusion of this fragrance definitely reads darker, more animalic, but not in a disgusting kind of ooh-y way. You know what I mean? It's more ooh-y, you know, not ooh-y. You know what I mean? That's the best way to put it. Oh man, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the $5, brother. I am very appreciative of that. And so yeah, so now, and by the way, if you are interested in reserving your bottle of champagne at Bergdorf's, I am taking pre-orders now. Because this perfume is only going to have 150 bottles, they will sell out before the year is up. It will be released at the end of November, beginning of December. Roja himself will be at Bergdorf as he is every year. This year, I think he's going to be here on the 4th of December to sign bottles and other fragrances that you all like and want him to basically commemorate. And he'll be here signing bottles on the 4th, including the champagne fragrance, and shaking hands and talking all kinds of stuff. Because, you know, if you hung out with Roja before, you know, he loves to entertain and talk. An awesome, awesome guy, I have to say. So yeah, let me know if you'd like it. I will definitely be able to reserve your bottle. And yeah, it would be absolutely an honor to serve you. So let's get into Bois d'Argent, Espirit from the house of Christian Dior. Christian Dior is going through a renaissance, going through a phase that is very different from what they've done previously. They've hired Francis Kurkdjian to be their in-house perfumer, and a lot of people are pissed about that. A lot of people don't feel like Francis Kurkdjian has done a good job so far as creative, as the in-house perfumer of Dior. I'm a little bit, I don't believe that's the case though. I feel like all fragrance releases are hit or miss. You know, rarely is every fragrance that a perfumer or a brand releases is going to be amazing to everyone. And it shouldn't be. Some fragrances, I like the fact that certain fragrances are not made for all people and are specific. That's interesting to me. That means that when we walk out our house, we're not wearing the same outfit. You know what I mean? We should express ourselves a little differently. And so a lot of his fragrances, I would say, are hit or miss. You know, I really disliked New Look when I first smelled it. Now I love New Look. New Look is one of those fragrances that I love to layer. It's my new molecule on one. But most people, when they smell it on paper, think it's disgusting. Another aldehydic bomb, by the way, New Look from Dior. But I really find that his fragrances have done I find that a lot of his fragrances are excellent, you know. Now, yes, some of them don't meet the expectations I think that are very high for a lot of people, but that's not the brand's fault or the perfume not being good. I think that's our expectations being too high. You know, at the end of the day, every scent that he's created for Dior is wearable, and it has an audience. It might not be for certain people, but I think there's a lot of piling on right now and a lot of hate towards certain perfumers that are unnecessary and unwarranted. The hate that people are giving Francis Kurkdjian for what he's doing for Dior makes no sense to me. And honestly, I feel like it's just people trying to be, just people being angry and negative for no reason, which unfortunately is the energy of the moment, you know, just being negative for no reason. I do believe in being negative for good reason, but I don't feel like these fragrances that Francis Kurkdjian has done warrants the hate that he's getting from the broader fragrance community, fickle fragrance community. So yeah, Bois d'Argent, Espirit de Parfum by the amazing house Christian Dior. Let's get into these notes, guys. So this fragrance is brilliant. If you hate Bois d'Argent Espirit, you might not be into iris. You might not be into honey, frankincense, or vanilla. You might not be into the ingredients of this fragrance, which is completely understandable. However, if you enjoyed the original Bois d'Argent, I would be shocked if you didn't appreciate the new Espirit version. This version of Bois d'Argent reminds me of a much darker, a much more cold weather experience of Bois d'Argent. The original, fresher, more irisy, very, very beautiful, and excellent in the wood category. It's one of the best woody fragrances I know. You know, it's one of the best iris fragrances I've ever worn or owned. So Bois d'Argent is a legend, and this fragrance is literally standing on some broad shoulders. But this is killing it, and it's doing an amazing job of reinventing or reimagining what Bois d'Argent can be. I think Francis did a really, really, really good job of remaking Bois d'Argent. The interesting thing is, he fills the airiness that you find in Bois d'Argent, the original, with honey in this version. So this version is a lot more full. It doesn't come across breathy. It has a depth and a deepness to it, and it's warm. It has even a stickiness to it, whereas the original felt much drier. This version feels a little bit stickier, slightly sweeter, not too much though. And the smokiness of this fragrance is insane. So one of the things I love about Bois d'Argent and this experience, the Espirit de Parfum, it's beautiful. It's so, so, so well done. Good performance, not amazing performance, better than the original. It's just beautiful. Men and women can equally wear this fragrance. And so, on Parfumo.com, it receives a rating of 8.1 out of 10 with 23 ratings. I honestly think that's an excellent, excellent rating for this fragrance. I think it's very, very well done. Definitely a lot better than average perfumes. It's on another level. I think it's I love Bois d'Argent, the original, but I don't know which one I love more now that this is out. I have to tell y'all. If you're that person that, you know, likes more, if you're that more is more type of person, more is better type of person, this might be a better option for you than the original. If you're someone who likes a more calm, like a more ethereal, a little bit more meditative experience of Bois d'Argent, I would definitely go with the original. But damn, this is some good stuff, guys. Ambergris, honey, ambroxan, frankincense, vanilla, Italian iris absolute. The scent has a rating of 8.1, longevity 8.7, sillage 7.6. So will stay on your skin for a longer time, but will not project or fill the room as well as it'll stay on your skin. But it is no shrinking violet experience. It will be noticeable in the air when you wear it. It is brilliant. One of the better new scents on the market. And it's interesting because it's basically, a woody fragrance that is not depending on tons of woods. You know, this is actually more of an iris frankincense perfume, but I definitely smell the honey in this experience. So, oh my God. Oh my God. Damn. Whew. So, yeah. Yeah, this is going to do damage. This is going to be very successful for Dior. Extremely successful for Dior. Mm, 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 mm. I really love it. Let me try it on. So let's go. One of the best sprayers on the planet. The fragrance nerd in me absolutely loves it. So, oh man, yeah. First thing you smell when you first spray it, it smells fuller, darker, and it's smokier, and it's resinous, and it's brilliant, it's full. Oh, such an excellent fragrance. And people who hate what Francis Kurkdjian is doing with Dior, they need to get their noses on that, because I'd like to know, if you hate this and you find that this fragrance is bad or not worthy of the Dior line, I think something is off. I think you're definitely I definitely feel there's a personal dislike, a personal issue. It's not the fragrance, it might be you. Because I don't see how you can, even if you're not a fan of wanting to buy it, even if it's not worthy of your taste to own it, it's hard to smell this and not think it's a brilliant experience. It smells really damn good. I'm curious. Now, the original Bois d'Argent, let me see now. The original Bois d'Argent, let's see now. The original Bois d'Argent came out in 2004, and it too has a rating of 8.1 with 1,443 votes on Parfumo. This fragrance is 21 years old. In this version, the frankincense is in the opening. The original version is definitely more leathery. And it's interesting because in the Espirit version, it seems to be dialed back. It seems to be less busy in terms of ingredients, but the ingredients seems to be, I guess you could say, a little bit more robust and amped up. So they use less notes, but they use more of the notes that they're using. They make those notes that they are using a lot more full and big. Excellent. Excellent fragrance. I just can't speak on it enough. I think this is so good, and I cannot wait to get my bottle of that. So that's going to be Bois d'Argent, guys. An amazing experience. I'm going to also be talking about the other new perfume from Dior's niche collection, and this is going to be called Rose Star. Rose Star is a fragrance that was a Middle Eastern exclusive, only available in the Middle East for a good few months, I would imagine, I believe. And interestingly, when I found out about this scent being released in the Middle East as an exclusive there, I was expecting this perfume to be a very dark, Middle Eastern experience. I guess you could say a more over-the-top kind of fragrance, you know, something a lot louder, well, excuse me, not louder, but something a lot darker, something a lot more oody, something a lot more spicy. And honestly, that's not what this is. Not what this is at all. And I'm not mad at that. It's getting destroyed online. Rose Star is being destroyed. People are giving this fragrance horrible reviews. And I have to be real with you. I don't get that. I don't understand. Damn, this is good. Damn, this is good. These two right here. Man. But I don't get the hate on this. So, why I don't get the hate on this? Well, if you're someone who's like, wait a minute, where's the rose? I could get why you're not, like, if you were expecting like a rose scent, you would be a little bit disappointed when you smell Rose Star. Because Rose Star doesn't come across uber rosy. It's more fruity than anything, but the rose is very well done and hidden in the background in a way that's really, really attractive. Like, the rose in this fragrance is modern. This is a very modern take on rose. It's a fruity floral. And I feel like this category has been done to death. And that's probably one of the reasons why it gets so much hate. Because a lot of people feel like this is nothing new to the table, nothing special. I don't think it's new, but I do think it's beautiful, and I do think it's attractive, and I do think it's easy to wear. It's long lasting. It's fun, it's casual, it's not confusing to the nose, it's not strange. It's just a very high quality, easy to wear, fruity rose scent. I don't understand the dislike of it. It features notes of Damascus Rose Absolute, musk, pear, honey, again, another honey ingredient in the fragrance. It also features Rose Centifolia Absolute, raspberry, Sichuan pepper, spicy notes, and lychee. You definitely smell a little of the spice. It's not overdoing it though. It doesn't come across like, for instance, Oud Zarian by Creed, which is like a spice explosion. This fragrance, the spices in this fragrance are gentle. It doesn't overdo it. You're gonna get a ton of lychee, a ton of pear, and a ton of raspberry. It's a musky, fresh rose. It doesn't smell like an air freshener. It doesn't smell like a bathroom. It doesn't smell like an older person. It's not uber green. I really like it. It's a darker take on a rose scent though. It's not like what I would describe as like fresh green, kind of like springtime-ish rose. This is definitely a fall, winter. You could wear this all year. Easily wear this all year. In the summer, however, I would wear this more at night, but you could wear this all year, anytime, for any reason. You could dress this up, you could dress this down. It's versatile. It's versatile. It's definitely more pretty, but I can definitely see more younger guys getting into this. I would wear this. I don't see a problem. I would wear this on a date, to be real with you, because I think it's always an interesting idea to come across unexpected, and this will definitely allow you to smell unexpected, gentlemen, in a good way. The performance on this, I was impressed by. It has like a really nice longevity. It doesn't come across, it doesn't feel overwhelming, but it will stay on your skin about 7 to 8 hours. Cannot go wrong. So the performance is there. Again, it's not over the top, but that's the funny thing about today's fragrance lovers. People who will knock this because it's not interesting enough, right? And then if Francis were to make it more interesting, people would say it smells weird. People would say it smells bad. People would talk a lot of crap. You know what I mean? You just really, really can't please anyone these days. It's like people are gonna say, ooh, it's basic. And then if it were like a new look, they would say, ooh, that's unwearable. It's like, what do you want? It is so difficult to be a perfumer in today's market because everyone has an opinion. Everyone smells something different. And at the end of the day, everyone is unhappy and hard to please. And that's sad. When I go on Fragrantica and I look at this fragrance ratings, and I'm gonna share that with you. First of all, on Parfumo, which I kind of find, Parfumo to me is where you go for more niche enthusiasts use Parfumo. Fragrance purchasers use Fragrantica. There's a difference. Niche lovers use Parfumo. And on Parfumo, this fragrance has a 7 out of 10 rating with 30 ratings, 30 reviews. So honestly, the niche snobs on Parfumo are not happy with it, but they're not hating it ridiculously. They're not overdoing it, right? However, if you go on Fragrantica, if you were to go on Fragrantica, guys, you will see that this fragrance is being absolutely destroyed. So on Fragrantica, oh no, Rose Star. If you go on Fragrantica, Rose Star is being destroyed. Look at this rating, 2.9 out of 5 with 108 votes. Insanity. There's nothing about this fragrance deserving of a 2.7. That's like what you would give like Bath and Body Works fragrances. You know, a 2.9, that's what you give like a cheap drugstore scent, you know, like a Zara fragrance, you know, that smells like, you know, synthetic crap. That's a 2.9 type of fragrance. This is not a 2.9 type of fragrance. I think people are literally overdoing it. Does it come across more designer in a sense of it's being easy to like and commercial? Yes, it is. But is it more expensive designer? Is it more high quality designer? Yes. What is Christian Dior? A designer brand. They're creating fragrances that are high quality, but likable and wearable. And yes, some fragrances they'll make later on might be more complex and more hard to appreciate or more particular. And that's, just wait for the next release if you're not a fan, but there's no reason to go in, guys. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, when you look at the people who talk about it, like the ratings, look at this, very weak. Like these are people who just want to mislead because they're mad. Why do that? People who say that this fragrance has an intimate sillage, they're lying. This fragrance is noticeable. It has really good performance. I wouldn't consider this fragrance very weak, but again, if you say this is a very weak fragrance and it's an intimate fragrance, it goes to show you the level of animus and negativity that people have toward this fragrance, but in general, Francis Kurkdjian, now that he's with Dior, it's like, oh my God, he's with Dior. That's like, we got to destroy everything Dior makes, you know? And it's just very, very irrational and annoying. It's weird. Like, honestly, guys, some people said, just to go back, some people, okay. Some people actually say that, that the Bois Talisman smells like By the Fireplace by Margiela. It doesn't. If you have both of them like I do and you wear them separately, yes, they're smoky vanilla fragrances, but they don't live the same. And the major note in By the Fireplace is chestnuts. There are no chestnuts in Bois Talisman. So again, people are just knocking to knock. People are just being negative to be negative, and it's unfortunate, but that's the era we're in. Let me go back to you guys and check out what you're saying, because I gotta go back. The price tag of this fragrance of Bergdorf Goodman Parfum. By the way, somebody wanted to see it. It has the building of Roja. It has the building of Bergdorf's on the bottle. Beautiful, beautiful plaque. Looks like champagne. The color, like a rosé almost. And this fragrance is, I think, $1,250 exclusive. 150 bottles worldwide, only available at Bergdorf Goodman. So you're paying for exclusivity and a unique fragrance that smells very, very attractive. So that is the cost of this fragrance. It will be on a major, major discount during that time because it'll be released during our gift card event. So this fragrance will be on discount between late November and early December. So I can basically take your order now, but you will have to pay full price. If you want this fragrance during that time, let me know. I'll hold it for you and then give you the discounted price when I check it out for you, okay? This perfume is gonna be $4.95, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is $3.30 in the 100 ml and $4 and change in the 200 ml, okay? So that's the pricing on that. People be trolling on Fragrantica all day, all day. What's going on, Dutch, the Bible thumper? You the man. What's going on, Twain? What's the season and best time to wear this Dior? This Dior fragrance you can wear all year. This Dior fragrance is better for fall and winter, although I could easily wear this in the spring as well, more nighttime, spring, summer scent. So you could get away with this all year as well. You could get away with this all year, but this I think would shine most spring and summer. So all year options, spring, summer forward, but you can wear this in the fall too. So excellent fragrances. I think a lot of people are going to be really impressed when they finally get their nose on this with an open mind for Rose Star, because if you're open-minded and you smell it, it's beautiful and it fits in that collection really well because they don't have a lot of fruity options outside of Rouge Trafalgar. So this is going to be absolutely beautiful and a nice alternative to Rouge Trafalgar if you want something else. So guys, it was a pleasure. I hope you're all well. Let me see. Fragrances is art and totally subjective. Completely agree, Dominic. You may not take a liking to now in a few months or a year. You may love it. I.e., for me, Amouage Royal Tobacco did not like it at all. Now he does. So a great point, Dominic. And when it came out, but 2 weeks ago, smelled it again at Suggestion and absolutely enjoyed it. See, thank you, Dominic. You're an awesome dude with an open mind, and I appreciate you. Yeah, I would need the more of the Bois d'Argent because I love the original, but wish it had more push. I definitely would consider this version, bro. All right, Toby. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you're all doing well. It was a pleasure to chat with you all and share with you my impressions on these fragrances. What's going on, Richard Baptiste? You're the man, bro. Thank you so much for coming through. AJ, there we go again. Here's a close-up. I hope I can get this in there. Too much light in here, guys. But yeah. That's the champagne at Bergdorfs. Brilliant fragrance. Anyway, guys, have a blessed day. Hope you're all good. I'll see you very, very soon. Take care.